Vietnam's a country that has emerged as an economic and technology powerhouse, especially over the past decade. Expats are moving to Vietnam to help empower local talent to compete regionally and internationally. As well as exciting roles in business and technology, teaching remains a popular occupation. Some teachers who divide their time between Vietnam and the America say the country has a fast developing economy, but it is a strictly Leninist state in which private enterprise is certainly tolerated, but is closely regulated. What to know before you move to Vietnam? According to Ministry of Labor data from April 2021, around 101,550 expats live permanently in Vietnam, out of a population of 98.2 million. Most expats live in the major cities of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, which was known as Saigon when it was the South Vietnamese capital before post-war reunification. They are also found in major centers such as Da Nang, Da Lat, Nha Trang, and Vung Tau. Foreigners need work permits to work for more than 3 months in Vietnam. To obtain a work permit, you need to be in good health, qualified for your role, and have no criminal record. Work permits are valid for 2 years and are not renewable. If an employer wants to retain a foreign worker for longer than 2 years, the application process is restarted. A good employer will have good relations with the government offices involved, so things can go smoothly, says Butler. To bring spouses and children to Vietnam, employees with work permits, embassy staff, foreign investors, students, journalists, and representatives of foreign companies with a Vietnamese presence can apply for dependent visas, known as TT visas. These are valid for 12 months. There are no visas for unmarried partners. A valid marriage certificate is required for the TT visa. Vietnam does not recognize same-sex marriage or civil partnerships. Same-sex partners will need separate work visas issued by their employers. Although Vietnam has not legalized same-sex marriage, a law passed in 2015 recognizes the right for same-sex couples to have a relationship. A good employer will have good relations with the government offices involved, so things can go smoothly. Butler does not recommend landing in Vietnam without a job offer if you want to stay longer than 3 months. It is unwise to assume that you can turn up with a visitor visa and then imagine you can slide into an under-the-radar job with impunity. It is not unknown, of course, but it never ends well, he says. Only the worst sort of employer would be involved in such practices. And that very fact brings an array of undesirable possible outcomes, such as being unpaid, sacking at a moment's notice, and shoddy accommodation. One big attraction of Vietnam is the weather. While the wet season generally lasts from April until October, average temperatures tend to remain above 20 degrees Celsius throughout the year, with cooler weather in the scenic mountain regions and pleasant coastal breezes bringing the mercury down in areas such as Ha Long Bay. What to expect of work life in Vietnam? The average annual salary for expats is around $90,000. In comparison, the average annual salary for Vietnamese nationals is about $2,100. A relatively low cost of living means most expats can live comfortably, even in major cities where rents tend to be higher. There is a progressive rate of tax in Vietnam, starting at 5% for low-income earners, up to 35% for people earning at least 80 million Vietnamese dong per month. According to Vietnamese law, public and private sector workers cannot work more than 8 hours a day, with weekly working hours capped at 48 hours. Typically, the working day starts between 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. and finishes between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, the working day generally ends at midday, and most workers have Sunday off. Lunchtime is usually between midday and 1:30 p.m., and many businesses close during this time. Probation periods of 6, 30, 60, or 180 days are legal, provided all parties have agreed to it in the employment contract. Vietnamese business culture and work customs, all you need to know. Working in Vietnam combines politeness, punctuality, and respect with high importance placed on socializing with business contacts and associates. Exchanging small gifts and bilingual business cards is appreciated, regardless of the language used in the meeting. Greeting with a handshake and slight bow is usual. Not all women shake hands. When meeting a woman, she will offer her hand if she is comfortable with shaking hands. If not, a slight bow is respectful, The Vietnamese are very honest and expect you to be too. If you are considering a life in Vietnam, you are in for a fascinating experience. This article will provide valuable insights into what life in Vietnam is really like for expats, including important factors to consider, ideal locations to live, financial insights, and more. Vietnam is an increasingly popular destination for expats seeking a new adventure. With its vibrant culture, friendly people, and affordable cost of living, there is a lot to love about this Southeast Asian country. However, before making the move, it is important to consider several factors to ensure a smooth transition and a comfortable life in Vietnam. 1. Important factors to ponder before choosing life in Vietnam. For those considering moving to Vietnam, the question, "How is life in Vietnam?" is a common one. Your quality of life in Vietnam can be greatly impacted by a variety of key factors, including 1.1. Weather and climate. Vietnam has a tropical climate, with hot, humid summers and cooler, drier winters. The country also experiences rainy and typhoon seasons, particularly from May to October. If you are sensitive to heat or humidity, you may find Vietnam weather challenging, so it is important to take this into account when planning your move. 2. Culture and language. Vietnamese culture deeply emphasizes respect for elders and social hierarchy. Understanding and respecting the local customs is particularly important when interacting with Vietnamese people, as it helps to build relationships and integrate into the community. Additionally, while English is widely spoken in urban areas, learning Vietnamese can be highly beneficial for everyday life and work. 1.3. Work opportunities. Vietnam's economy is rapidly expanding, offering a wide range of job opportunities, especially in technology, manufacturing, and tourism. The cost of living in Vietnam is also relatively affordable compared to many Western countries, making it an attractive choice for digital nomads and expats looking for a balance between career growth and living expenses. 4. Healthcare and insurance. When it comes to life in Vietnam, the healthcare system has undergone remarkable improvements in recent years, with major cities now boasting modern hospitals and clinics. Although the quality of healthcare may not yet reach the standards of Western countries, expats can still receive high-quality care at a significantly lower cost. However, it is important for expats to have adequate health insurance when living in Vietnam, as medical costs for foreigners can still be relatively high. 1.5. Education. Vietnam places a high value on education, and the country has made significant investments in its education system in recent times. There are a variety of international schools and universities in Vietnam, as well as local schools that offer English language programs. 1.6. Traffic and transportation. Vietnam's traffic can be chaotic, particularly in urban areas. Motorbikes are a popular means of transportation, but it is important to exercise caution and wear a helmet. Public transportation, such as buses and trains, is affordable and convenient. These include the environment, with some areas experiencing pollution challenges. The official currency is the Vietnamese dong, so it is essential to familiarize yourself with the local currency. Safety and security are important considerations as well, as petty crime can occur in urban areas. Last but not least, while Vietnamese food is renowned for its flavorful and diverse offerings, it may differ from what you are accustomed to. 2. Where to live in Vietnam for a comfortable expat life. Vietnam offers a variety of cities to choose from, each with its own unique culture, lifestyle, and amenities. Here are 3 popular destinations for expats looking for a comfortable life in Vietnam. 2.1. Hanoi, the enchanting capital of Vietnam. If you are looking for a city that combines rich history, vibrant culture, and modern amenities, Hanoi, the capital city of Vietnam, is an excellent choice. Here, you can explore the charming Old Quarter, visit historical sites like Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, and indulge in the city's diverse culinary scene. The cost of living in Hanoi is also relatively affordable, allowing expats to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle within a reasonable budget. 2.2. Da Nang, the coastal gem of Vietnam. For those enchanted by coastal life, Da Nang along the central coast is a perfect option. Residents here can enjoy the pristine shores of Mai Khe Beach, explore the iconic Marble Mountains, and experience the city's thriving food and nightlife scene. Da Nang offers a relaxed coastal lifestyle combined with modern infrastructure, making it an ideal destination for expats seeking a balance between work and leisure.